Welcome to Foreign Language 1. In this video, I am going to teach you how to tell time in Chinese. So, let's get moving. Before we go to the time itself, we have to review some of the words that we have already learned before. Okay, because this is very important in telling time in Chinese. Okay, so one of the things that we have to learn first or learn again is these three words. Okay, these three words constitute the morning, afternoon, and evening. Okay, so in a whole day, basically there is a morning, there is an afternoon, and there is a evening. But as you could see, this is incomplete because we also have a late morning, a very early morning, dawn. We have lunch, which is noon. We have early afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, and late evening. Okay, so that is basically a whole day. But for the sake of simplicity and so that you will not have a difficulty memorizing a lot of things, I only use morning, afternoon, and evening. Okay, so I will read again these words so that you will have an idea how to read this in Chinese. So morning, we will read it as 早上,早上,早上. Afternoon, we will read it as 下午,下午,下午. And evening, we will read it as 晚上,晚上,晚上. Okay, so 早上,下午,晚上. So this is very important in telling time in Chinese. Another thing we have to memorize before we tell time in Chinese is these two new words. Okay, let me introduce to you these two new words. The first word we have is the word for hour. Or maybe if you want to be familiar with this, we use this to name o'clock. For example, 5 o'clock. So we use this word to refer to o'clock or the hour of the time. For hour, we read it as 点, 点, 点. So for example, we have 5 o'clock. We know in Chinese number 5 is 五. So and right now we have learned this 点. So 5 o'clock will be 五点. That will be 5 o'clock. The other one is minute. Okay, the minute in a time. Okay, and the pronunciation for the minute would be 分, 分, 分. So we have 点 and 分. Okay, now it is complete. Let us now tell time in Chinese. First example that I want to give is 8 o'clock a.m. 8 o'clock a.m. Now, if you notice, the setup for numbers or time in the usual, I would say English because this is not English. Okay, the usual time that we have is usually the hour, and then the minutes, and then whether it is morning, afternoon, or evening. Okay, so hour first, and then minute, and then the time or the time span of what we are right now. But in Chinese, we have to use it the other way around. Okay, so meaning this will come first, and then the hour, and then the minute. Okay, so how would that sound like? Okay, so first things first is we have to know what time of the day is it. So right now is AM. Obviously, AM refers to morning. And earlier, we already learned how to read morning, and we read morning as 早上. Okay, so 早上 for morning. The Chinese character for 早上 is this. So at least we have an idea where does it come from. So the first thing that you have to put in the Chinese for telling time is the time of the day. So in this case, AM, we have 早上. The second thing you have to put is the hour itself. The hour. Okay, so what number is that? Okay, of course, we know that's the number 8 or 八. Okay, so that is a word for 八. That's a number 8. Okay, and then since number 8 is in the hour, we already know what hour in Chinese. So we just add the word 点. here. Yes. So 8点, and then the pronunciation 点 8点, and then there is no minutes in this case. If you notice, minutes is 0. So we don't need to use the ling or 0 in Chinese. We just leave it that way. So basically, the Chinese time for 8 a.m. is basically 早上八点早上八点早上八点 So it's very easy. Next on the list, we have the number or the time 2:45 p.m. 2:45 p.m. Of course, 2:45 p.m. is basically in the afternoon. Okay, it's either very in the dawn, 2:45 dawn, which is very early in the morning. We only use 2:45 in the afternoon or 2:45 p.m. So how are we going to translate this 2:45 p.m.? Again, this is the hour, this is the minute, and this is the time of the day. So again, in Chinese, you have to put the time of the day first. And since this is PM, 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon, we have to use the Chinese character 下午 to refer to afternoon. Okay, so 下午, this is the pronunciation 下午 afternoon. Next, we have to deal with the hour. So we have the hour 2, and then since it is in the hour place, we have 2点 and we have 45. How do we say 45 in Chinese? We have 45 Okay, I think we already know that since we already know the numbers 45. And then since 45 or 45 is in the minute, we just have to add the last character that we have learned, the word 分 45分. So there you have it. 2:45 in the afternoon. Again, the afternoon will come first, 下午, and then 2 o'clock, 2点, and then 45 minutes, 45分. So 2:45 in the afternoon would be read as 下午2点45分. 下午2点45分. Now, for some who already have background of Chinese numbers, you would know, but that something might sound wrong in this case. Actually, there is, or maybe there some would not be that strict, but some would notice it, because in Chinese, number 2 here. Let me just circle it. Number 2 here, okay, in Chinese has another word. Okay, has another word. The another word for the Chinese, which number 2 is this character, which is pronounced as liang. 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 So in Chinese, number 2 has actually 2 kinds of pronunciation. The first one is the second was liang. We usually, in telling time, we use liang if he is in the hour time. But if he is in the minutes, you still use But if it is in the hour, you have to use liang. So basically, the proper pronunciation for 2:45 p.m. in the afternoon for Chinese is 下午2点45分. 下午2点45分. Okay, so your answer should be 2点 instead of 2点. Although I would still accept 2点, but you have to write or you have to answer 2点. This is a more proper pronunciation for 2:45 in the afternoon. Okay, so don't worry, only 2 has another number. The rest, they are the same. Next on the list is 9:52 p.m. 9:52 p.m. If you notice, we are also using p.m. in this case, but we know 9:52 is not anymore afternoon. 9:52 is already evening. So you have to watch out for this p.m. Okay? Because p.m. could mean afternoon. It could also mean evening. So how would you know if it is afternoon or if it is evening? Of course, you have to check the time. Okay, it is impossible to have 9:52 here in the Philippines that is still afternoon. 9:52 would always be in the evening. Okay, 9:52 would always be in the evening. Okay, so how would we say this 9:52 p.m. in Chinese? Okay, you can actually pause this video and try it for yourself before you check the answer. Okay, you can start pausing now. Have you tried it? Okay, did you get it right? Let's see. Okay, so 9:52 p.m. Again, the rule is to put the time of the day first, and then the hour, and then the minute. Okay, so since this is a PM and we know it's already in evening, we have to type the Chinese character of the evening, the term 晚上. Okay, 晚上. Let me just type the pinyin. 晚上. Okay, so that's evening. Next, we have to type the hour. What hour is it? We have 9, so we have 9点. We have 9点. Okay, so this is the pinyin for 9点. Next, after the hour, we have 52 minutes. So how would we say 52 in Chinese? 52. 52. Remember, 52 because the number 2 is in the minutes, not in the hour. So it still follows the pronunciation. We have now 52. Is it complete? No, because if it is in the minute, we have to add the character 分. So 52. 分. Okay, so the Chinese for 9:52 p.m. would be 晚上9点52分. 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 That is 9:52 in the evening. Aside from that, we have another character that we need to learn in Chinese. We call this the word half, or in Chinese, 半. Okay, 半. Usually this character is only used if we have what we call a 30 minutes in the time. Okay, if we have 30 minutes in the time, because 30 minutes is 50% or half of an hour, right? 230 minutes is equals to 1 hour. So 30 minutes is basically the half of an hour. And if we are using 30 in Chinese, we have to use the word 半 instead of the traditional 30, which means 30. Okay, so we're not going to use it. We're going to use this character 半. How are we going to do it? Check for the next examples. Here I have 3 examples of numbers with 30 minutes on them. The first one is 4:30 a.m., the second one is 3:30 p.m., and the last is 7:30 p.m. We will be answering each and every one of them. Now, let's go with the first one, 4:30 a.m. Obviously, 4:30 a.m. is in the morning. So, the first one that we should put there is the word 早上. Okay, 早上. After 早上, we know it's 4 hour or 4 o'clock. So we would put there 4点. 4点. Okay, so 早上4点. And then since it's only 30 minutes, we just put the Chinese character 半. And we already have the time. 早上4点半. Now the question, other people might be asking, do we need to provide the fun in this case? Okay, do we need to provide the fun in this case? In this case, you don't have to provide the word fun. Okay, you just put the 半 as the last. So basically, 4:30 a.m. is 早上4点半. That's it. 早上4点半. So that is how we say 4:30 a.m. in Chinese. Okay, so the 半, remember, you don't need to put the fun anymore. So it's incorrect. If it will be 早上4点半分, it will be wrong. So it is only until 半. Now 3:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. you can pause this video and try it for yourself and check if you get the correct answer. Did you try it? Did you get it? Okay, let's see. Let's start with 3:30 p.m. 3:30 p.m. Okay. What is tricky about p.m. is we sometimes would be confused if it is in the afternoon or if it is in the evening. Again, the clue is to check the time itself. 3:30 p.m. There's no such thing in the Philippines as 3:30 in the evening. It's always 3:30 in the afternoon. So how do we? So we know this already afternoon. So the first character that we have to put it to place there is the Chinese character Xiao, which means afternoon. Next is the hour. Next is the hour. So we have 3 o'clock. We have Santian for 3 o'clock. And then we have 30 again, which we already learned it. We have the pan. So Xiao Santian pan is 3:30 in the afternoon in Chinese. Xiao Santian pan. Okay, let me just give you the pinyin so you would have an idea. Xiao Santian pan. Xiao Santian pan. So that's 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, the last number, we have 7:30 p.m. In this case, the p.m. here would be evening because 7:30 constitutes the evening time of the day. So, how would we get the answer? Of course, p.m. evening. What is evening again in Chinese? We have the character wanshang. After that, since it's already 7, so we have 7:00 for 7 o'clock. And then the last part would be the character pan because it's only 30 minutes. So we have 7:00 wanshang 7:00 pan. Okay, so let me just type the pinyin to you. Again, excuse me for my handwriting, but you could always check the pinyin in the other part of the video. Okay, so we have wanshang 7:00 pan. Again, by now you should already at least have an idea how to pronounce each number. This will help you learn other pronunciations or improve your pronunciations in the next video as you continue to follow and learn Chinese. So again, thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned something. And I hope you would subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy learning Chinese. Thank you everyone and God bless.